Well, another good class, Leah. How do you think it went?
Pretty good. I feel like I may have failed miserably on the use of digital tools standard, but other than that.
Well, again, and even your teacher, Mr. Swinehart, said that, again, it's not necessarily you have to use tons and tons of technology, it's the quality of technology. And I think you used the smart PowerPoint for it, so to me it wasn't a big deal because your lesson wouldn't necessarily have to focus on technology, especially with the theme being giving back to the poor. Like, you guess you didn't really need so much technology. But yeah, so we'll just go through the categories again. So the first part of the assessment was project-based learning, and I think you chose a very smart project because it's something that not only is global, it's not only locally, but it's globally. It's like everywhere. So these kids can take it wherever they're from, and you can relate to it whether you're Canadian, American, Korean, whatever. So it doesn't matter. But I really liked your idea of the community project and giving it back, a bake sale, and as well as how you related it to the talent show that they just did with the Annie performance, who talks about an orphan, and then you're giving your proceeds directly to an orphanage, which I think is very special. So I also like how you're not rushing the project, that there's clear steps between the things. So one class, this wasn't necessarily in the video, but the one class you were making posters, and I've seen you post the posters across the school, and you were organizing like where the money's going to go and talking to principal and stuff. So it's like there's definitely steps towards the project, so it's not just one thing, and it shows the kids that this is not just a one-step project. There's an end goal and there's a beginning goal and things like that, which I think is very good. Real world, this directly to the real world. You're giving it to the orphanage, and I know it's something close to your heart because you work at the orphanage itself, so it's not just any orphanage, it's an orphanage that you directly touch those children, and I'm sure your students probably know that as well.
Yeah.
When it came to the digital tools, I thought it was fine, like the PowerPoint. I really don't think you needed any other technology. That I don't know if I would have put any other technology into that kind of a class, because it's more just like a discussion type and talking thing, like what really technology. Again, like I guess you could have the students interact on the smartboard or on the PowerPoint, but it's not really needed.
Yeah, and I actually wasn't in the room with the smartboard for that lesson, so it was pretty limited.
Yeah, it's not even really needed. But then again, you did tell me that you recorded the students discussing their feelings about the project after, and you're going to make a video. So that ties into technology as well, but it also allows them to reflect on what they've learned, and it gives you also formative assessment. Even though you're not using it necessarily as formative assessment, you can use it as formative assessment to know what they learned, what you didn't learn, things like that. In terms of your interdisciplinary themes, again, like you focused on the grammar and the part of the speech. But you also you touched on like moral goals, such as like their kindness and their charity and how to be a better person, which I think is very good. And you related it back to their community, so they actually feel special. They don't feel like, oh, it's just going to somewhere overseas. Like I remember when I was in school, like we'd send money overseas and we're just like, all right, whatever, right? But like something that's like within walking distance from them, like it's what, like 10 minutes from the school or something like that. So like they can go visit it if they want. They can actually do that. And literacy across curriculums, like again, you emphasize your vocabulary, you read the new concepts from the book, and as well as I thought it was smart, you took a lesson from social studies and created it into like the real world. A lot of times, like social studies, like they focus on like history and like how it was like in the back, like back in the past and stuff like that, but you're doing a modern thing and there's like a future book, so that was good. Do you have any questions or concerns?
No, not really.
Yeah.
I suppose like as far as interdisciplinary themes and like the making it like something that the kids, it's in their community and they could literally go there if they wanted to. The principal actually like tried to arrange for us to go there and like volunteer on a field trip, but the orphanage denied them the access, which I'm actually really grateful for, because I feel like it would have been a little tacky to have like parade our fancy rich kids around this orphanage where
could be. I know they're trying to do stuff, like I know my students are going to an old age home.
Actually, I think it's spiraled out of that, so as a result, like she's having all the grade levels go somewhere where they can help out and volunteer.
Yeah, so we're going to an old age home with my students, I know that. But yeah, I think it's a great lesson. I think it's great work that you're doing, and it goes beyond the school. You're going into the community, which is very important because we are a community here.
Cool. Thanks, Nani.
Good job. See?